Hello, Gbolahan, and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
Now, this administration has been getting knocks for being in recession twice in the last 7 years. What's your take on the timing of this appointment?
Well, it's a little bit late in the day because, as we all know, by October this year, all the presidential candidates will have been submitted to INEC. All the senatorial, all the members of House of Representatives, all the House of Representative contestants will have been submitted to INEC by October this year. So it means that between now and October will be a lot of politicking and political distractions. So people are concerned about, okay, how relevant is this appointment coming out this time of the day? But you see, sometimes it's better late than never. It's better late than never because as far as the economy is concerned, if you set a destination of, say, 5 years to achieve a particular economic feat, the response you start to get, you can start getting them immediately. You start moving in the right direction. So the world or the economy is not waiting for you to get to that destination before it will start to tune, to realign itself. So even 2 months, 3 months, 4 months of moving in the right direction is considered a good thing from an economic perspective.
Gbolahan, do you see the appointment as a vote of confidence on the National Economic Council?
I don't know whether of confidence or not, because there have been an economic advisory committee which this gentleman has chaired for a while. But apparently, the EAC has not been particularly effective. My theory about the EAC was I was a brainchild of the late Abba Kyari. And when Abba Kyari died, the chances are that that initiative itself also died with the exit of Abba Kyari. So it has been dormant, literally non-existent, or probably just a behind-the-scene thing so far. However, you see, the fact that politics is about to start does not take away our political crisis. We have serious economic crisis to deal with on our hands. For example, the World Bank has projected that Nigeria may be one of the countries with the highest inflation in the world in 2022. That's an economic problem. Whether you want to do election or not doesn't change that fact. We are probably going to be removing fuel subsidy this year again. That is the problem in itself. So there are all sort of economic issues that don't give a hoot as to whether it is too late in the day or it is too early in the day. The economic issues don't care. So we must still address those economic issues. People of the less soundness of Doyi Salami can help us. Why not? Why not? Let them come into the space. My only fear, though, is that an advisor is still an advisor. It is still left for his principal to take that advice and implement. If he doesn't take it and implement it, there will not be much gain
But
to be
then,
made.
Gbolahan, Salami is said to have an interesting and intimidating profile. He's a professor of economics and consultant to the Economic Community of West African States, that's ECOWAS. Now, what do you think it will do differently in this position?
There are several economic decisions or economic policy issues that have just been hanging there. So he should be able to step into that space and stamp his feet of technical authority to say this is the right direction to move as far as this economic policy is concerned. This is the right way to go as far as the other one is concerned. And to also be able to engage other stakeholders in that economic policy formulation space. There is a CBN, there is the Ministry of Finance, there is the Nigerian Custom, there are other people that are involved. There is the Federal Inland Revenue Service that are involved in that space. So he must be able to have an effective engagement so that there is a unified approach to policy formulation as far as our economy is concerned. It's more or less, I would like to see in a more or less a coordinating role, especially at this time when there is a lot of distraction from the political space.
Talking about coordination, finally, to take your take on this. Now, at the inception of this administration, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo seemed to be pivotal in the event of the Nigerian Economic Summit, with analysts saying the outcomes of past summits have contributed positively to an improved policy environment and better governance over the years. However, it seems the frequency of his contribution has somewhat reduced. Now, what's your thought on this postulation?
It still goes back to how we deal with matters of advices or advisory services. If someone has come into a space as an advisor, that means he has the principal who is meant to advise. If that is and implement it, to take it and modify it, or to open a drawer and simply tuck it in and leave it there to rot. So there are limitations to what an advisor can do if his principal is aligned with his position.
All right, thank you so much, Gbolahan, for joining us on the news.